They're often looking good and grabs the top on the outside and up on the inside goes Dewey Dynamo racing on second. Signal Hill leads outside. She's racing third. Oblin Justin is fourth on the rail and Rebel Lulu and Dr. Dividend trails. They're by the eighth and they go on up the backstretch for the quarter and looking good. Pacing out on top. Leads a length and a quarter and Dewey Dynamo out to challenge racing on second. Looking good, holding that lead. Dewey Dynamo outside, inching up for the top as they go racing out by the quarter pole. They were by that marker 31 and 3, and now Dewey Dynamo takes the top on the outside. Looking good, racing is second. Signal Hill Lace is third. Oblin Justin racing fourth. Then Rebel Lulu. Dr. Dividend trailing. They spring off the top, turn it now through the stretch. They come racing to the half. Dewey Dynamo is the leader. Here comes Signal Hill Lace. Up on the outside goes to second now. Looking good as third on the rail. Oblin Justin outside follows cover fourth. Rebel Lulu right there fifth. And then Dr. Dividend. They were by the half and 4 and 2 and around the turn. They race for the 5/8 pole now. Pacing out on top. Dewey Dynamo. Signal Hill Lace outside challenging second. Looking good on the rail is racing third. Oblin Justin outside fourth. Rebel Lulu is fifth and Dr. Dividend trailing sixth. And the 2 leaders neck and neck now as they go to the 3/4 and now Signal Hill Lace takes the top. Dewey Dynamo racing second. Oblin Justin's now third. Looking good is fourth, 3/4 and 39. Rebel Lulu is fifth and Dr. Dividend. They swing around the top turn and Signal Hill Lace on top on the outside. Dewey Dynamo coming on again on the inside. They make the turn for home. They are fanning out 3 wide as Oblin Justin comes up strong on the outside. Now it is Oblin Justin, Signal Hill Lace, and Rebel Lulu is coming on, and so is Dr. Dividend. But it's going to be Oblin Justin. He wins it. Then Dr. Dividend, Signal Hill Lace, Rebel Lulu, Dewey Dynamo, and looking good. Time for the mile, 2:12 and 4.
Parading back now, the winner of the 7th race, it is number 2, Oblin Justin. Oblin Justin is a brown horse, 6 years old by Quality Blue Chip, but of Saltbox Patricia, she by Newport Alley. Owned by Gordon Geldart of St. John, trained and driven by John Davidson. Oblin Justin picks up his first win of this season this afternoon, 2:12 and 4. Number 2, Oblin Justin and John Davidson. Result of the 7th race, now official. Dewey Dynamo was 5th. Oblin Justin, your race winner. Signal Hill Lace, 3rd. Rebel Lulu, 4th. Looking Good in, 6th. And Dr. Dividend was 2nd. The quarter was in 31 and 3. The half, 104 and 2. 3/4, 139. The mile, 2:12 and 4.
All set for the 6th race, 7 starters. Rebel Lulu and Tom Mason. Trevor's Charm, Brian Moore. A Ton of Chance and Jill Barrio. Oblin Justin, John Davidson. Dewey Dynamo, Steve Mahar. Miss Moni C with Mike Stevenson. Robin Down with Steve Mason. Here they come. They're off. Rebel Lulu pacing with the lead. Trevor's Charm up and out of on the outside, racing is second. Ducks to the rail now. Then A Ton of Chance moves to the rail, is racing third. Oblin Justin has a fourth. They swing around the turn. Rebel Lulu, the leader by the 8th pole. On up the backstretch, Rebel Lulu and Trevor's Charm. Then we go back 3.5 lengths to A Ton of Chance, racing third. Oblin Justin has fourth. Dewey Dynamo 5th. Miss Moni C. Robin Down trails and Rebel Lulu, the leader by the opening quarter in 31 and 1. They're into the top turn. It is Rebel Lulu and Trevor's Charm. Now A Ton of Chance has closed the gap, racing a third. Oblin Justin 4th. Dewey Dynamo out to move now from a 5th. Miss Moni C takes cover behind him. And Robin Down trails, and through the stretch here they come. Racing to the half, Rebel Lulu and Trevor's Charm out to challenge. Driving on for the top, and they're neck and neck as they go racing out by the half. Rebel Lulu on the inside, Trevor's Charm on the outside, the half. 104 and 3. Then a ton of chance racing a third. Oblin Justin is fourth. They go to the 5/8 pole. The leader, Rebel Lulu, 3/4 of a length. Trevor's Charm outside second. A ton of chance in the rail third. Dewey Dynamo up on the outside fourth. Now going to the top, it is Trevor's Charm. Then Rebel Lulu. Up on the outside, Dewey Dynamo. A ton of chance locked in at the rail. Miss Boney C outside. Then it's Oblin Justin Robin down 3/4 and 36. Round the top turn. It is Trevor's Charm and Dewey Dynamo strong for the top. They come on by the 7/8 now. Heading for home, Dewey Dynamo. Then the Trevor's Charm up on the outside, Miss Boney C. And Oblin Justin's coming on. But it's going to be Dewey Dynamo. Here they are at the line. Dewey Dynamo, Miss Boney C. Tight between Trevor's Charm and Oblin Justin. Then Robin down, Rebel Lulu. A ton of chance. Time for the mile. 2:07 and 4.
Spreading back, the winner of the sixth race, it is number 5, Dewey Dynamo. Dewey Dynamo is a bay gelding, 8 years old, by Captain Al out of Nebraska Queen. She by Axar Ben. Owned by Ron Chamberlain of St. John, trained and driven by Steve Mahar. Dewey Dynamo gets his second win of the season tonight, 2:07 and 4. Number 5, Dewey Dynamo and Steve Mahar. Result of the sixth race is now official. Rebel Lulu was 6th. Trevor's Charm, 4th. A Ton of Chance, 7th. Oblin Justin, 3rd. Dewey Dynamo, your race winner. Miss Moni C, 2nd. And Robin Down was 5th. The quarter was in 31 and 1. The half, 104 and 3. 3/4, 136. The mile, 2:07 and 4.
The gate is approaching the top of the stretch. On the rail, Miss Moni C with Mike Stevenson. Fly Ziggy and John Davidson. Bison Rebel, Brian Moore. Obie's Playmate with Bernie Charlton. Nightly Dreams, Colleen Clancy. A Ton of Chance with Frankie Fagan. And Dewey Dynamo with Steve Mahar. 7 starters. Here they come. They're off and leaving the wire. Miss Moni C goes driving for the top. In between horses, Obie's Playmate and Dewey Dynamo on the outside. Racing up on the inside is Fly Ziggy as they race into the turn. Miss Moni C goes to a break and she is off stride. Miss Moni C, the others getting by her okay as they go by the 8th pole. Now Dewey Dynamo drives onto the top and Obie's Playmate 2nd. Fly Ziggy is 3rd. Bison Rebel on the outside, racing on from 4th. Miss Moni C back pacing now is 5th. Then we go to A Ton of Chance in the trailer is Nightly Dreams and Dewey Dynamo. Takes them by the opening quarter in 33 and 3. Racing into the turn, Dewey Dynamo paces out on top and leads 1.25 lengths. Obie's Playmate sitting pretty in the pocket 2nd. Fly Ziggy is driving 3rd. Then Bison Rebel. Here comes Miss Moni C racing out from 5th as they go by the 3/8 pole. A Ton of Chance is 6th, and the trailer 7th is Nightly Dreams as they come down the stretch in front of the grandstand for the first time. Dewey Dynamo is cutting it out. He leads a length. Sitting in the pocket is Obie's Playmate. Now Bison Rebel out and moving. They were by the half in 106 and 2. Into the turn for the second time. Dewey Dynamo and Obie's Playmate on the rail. Fly Ziggy is 3rd. Bison Rebel out driving on now comes to 3rd. Fly Ziggy is 4th as they go by the 5/8 pole. Then A Ton of Chance. Nightly Dreams and Miss Moni C now trails the pack. Driving onto the 3/4. Dewey Dynamo retains his 1-length lead. Obie's Playmate yet to move on the rail, racing 2nd. Bison Rebel is 3rd. They're your top 3 by the 3/4. 1:38 and 2/5. It's Dewey Dynamo. Obie's Playmate preps to move. Bison Rebel is racing 3rd, and Obie's Playmate comes out from 2nd now to challenge. It's Dewey Dynamo. Obie's Playmate back about 5 lengths to the others. Bison Rebel, A Ton of Chance. They come driving home. Dewey Dynamo, Obie's Playmate. They're off by themselves, neck and neck. On the inside, Dewey Dynamo, Obie's Playmate on the outside. They're fighting for the top as they come to the line. It's Dewey Dynamo, Obie's Playmate, then Bison Rebel, A Ton of Chance, Fly Ziggy, Nightly Dreams, and Miss Moni C. Time for the mile, 2:08 and 3.
Result of the first race now official. Miss Moni C was 7th. Fly Ziggy 5th. Bison Rebel, third. OB's Playmate, second. Nightly Dream, sixth. A Ton of Chance, fourth. And Dewey Dynamo, your race winner. The quarter was in 33 and 3. The half, 106 and 2. 3/4, 138 and 2. The mile, 208 and 3.
I don't like to yell. No. I hear some announcers that just screech and holler at the tail end of we can't make them out. That's not announcing. That's not broadcasting. You don't do that in broadcasting. I don't think you should do it at the racetrack.
Well, I think they get used to me. They know pretty much what I'm going to do, and I know what I expect them to do. But, yeah, they can play on you, or they can have respect for you and do what they're supposed to.
Go.
Hello everybody and welcome to the world of horse racing. Now before I tell you where we are this week, I have an apology to make, and that apology is to all you thoroughbred racing fans looking ahead to the brand new season. Now last week I told you the season would open at Greenwood Racetrack in Toronto. Well, that's correct, but what was incorrect was that I told you the date was March 19th. It's March 17th, of course. Again, March 17th, the thoroughbred season opens at Greenwood. And oh yes, keep those cards and letters coming. Now where we are, in case you haven't already recognized it, is Exhibition Park Raceway in St. John, New Brunswick. They tell me the wind chill factor is about 37 below, but what the heck, the show must go on. And let's get the program going by checking out this week's racing news.
The on-again, off-again sale of Montreal's Blue Bonnets is on again. Earlier this month, a development company withdrew its offer of purchase. But now the city of Montreal has taken the plunge to the tune of $46 million. The city then leased the track to a group headed by Blue Bonnets president, Andre Merrier.
Well, right now, the track has been sold through the city of Montreal through one of its corporation, which is a housing development corporation. And the track has been sold to them, and they belong to the city of Montreal. So right now we can say that the track is effectively sold.
How will this change racing, or will it change racing in Montreal?
As a matter of fact, it will ensure continuity, and we know where we stand right now, and we can look at the future in a brighter manner, I would say. The group that Mr. Merrier has formed is definitely devoted to the evolution of racing. So we want to make it better and more popular here in Montreal. The main preoccupation we have is to put underway the renovation project that we've had for 4 or 5 years now. And that is becoming one of the most important preoccupation we have. As far as racing is concerned, we have a very good program, lots of stakes like the Prix d'Été and the Prix de l'Avenir, and these things will be all upgraded in the years to come. We'll put more advertising and more marketing efforts into it in order to make it more popular. But we will put quite a bit of work into the renovation plan.
The same thing as I told a horseman.
Our congratulations go out to Grant Wade, the track announcer and publicity director of Kawartha Downs. Wade has been elected president of the North America Harness Publicists Association for 1991. Wade succeeds Roger Houston, who was elected chairman of the board of directors. Meanwhile, Greenwood Raceway in Toronto was the scene for the $86,000 final of the Toronto Pacing Series for 4-year-olds and up.
This field is now in motion, and there they go. They're off, and the Pacing Commonwealth going after the lead. Gigolo from the inside. Jagger Hanover far outside. Soft Light fourth. Neat Touch has come away in fifth. Then in sixth into the first turn, Ships Snoops. Nuclear Flash is seventh, and Cam Field, the early trailer, in eighth. They've gone an eighth of a mile, and the leader by 2 lengths is Commonwealth. Gigolo up the rail in second. Soft Light third. Jagger Hanover settles in fourth. Down on the inside, Neat Touch now in 5th. The Ship Snoop 6th. Nuclear Flash is 7th. The move past the opening quarter in 27 8/10. Camfield 8. In front of the stand, Commonwealth up front by a length and a half. Gigolo up the rail in 2nd. Soft Light on the move, now starting up 3rd. Jagger Hanover is 4th. In 5th up the rail to Neat Touch. Ship Snoops following cover now in 6th. Then in 7th, Nuclear Flash. Camfield continues 8th. They go to the half. Commonwealth by a length and a half. Gigolo up the rail. Soft Light on the outside is 3rd. Neat Touch 4th. Jagger Hanover is 5th. Ship Snoop 6th. The half is reached in 56 1. They're into the backstretch, and Commonwealth drives on, opening to a 2.5 length advantage. Gigolo up the rail in 2nd. Soft Light 3rd on the outside. Neat Touch 4th. Jagger Hanover is in 5th. Ship Snoop 6th. In 7th, Nuclear Flash, and Camfield continues in 8th into that far turn. Commonwealth now by 3. Soft Light takes over 2nd. Gigolo is now 3rd. Neat Touch is 4th. They hit the 3/4, and Commonwealth is a length in front there in 1:24 6. Soft Light now back at the rail and on his helmet. Down on the inside, Gigolo is 3rd. Here comes Neat Touch 4th. Ship Snoops 5th. Camfield firing up now from far back, and they turn for home. Commonwealth under a drive. Soft Light on the outside is coming on. Neat Touch closing in. Camfield far outside. And Soft Light is inching up for the lead. A late rush now from Nuclear Flash in the Toronto final. Soft Light in 1:54 5.
Commonwealth got to the front like I thought he would. I'd like to have been in the 2-hole behind him so I could have just sat and waited, but I ended up in the 3-hole, so I was forced first up. What won me the race is I got back on his helmet around the last turn just to give him a little breather before the lane.
He was out there quite a while.
Yeah, he was. He raced good. He is a good horse. He struggles in the turns here, but he handled her today pretty good.
The last time the world of horse racing was in St. John, New Brunswick was in the summer of '89. Metropolitan St. John has a population of 125,000. It's an industrial area resting on the shores of the Bay of Fundy. St. John is a port for world commerce. It could also be said that St. John is the city that K.C. Irving built. Everywhere in St. John, the Irving family name is evident. The Irving Refinery supplies thousands of Irving gas stations across the Maritimes. Irving owns the 2 television stations, the radio station, and all the daily newspapers in New Brunswick. This along with the St. John bus line and the shipbuilding industry. Exhibition Park is the home of harness racing in St. John, and the track is one of the things not owned by Irving. We'll be back to visit the track in just a few minutes, but first, let's check out this week's driver standings, brought to you by the Canadian Trotting Association. Harness race of the week comes from Exhibition Park Raceway in St. John, New Brunswick. It's a 1-mile pace.
Here they come. They're off. Sandfall of its 4 has the top of the inside. Now Coffee No Sugar takes it back. Coffee No Sugar and then Sandfall, and on the outside, Tweedside Road drives on the 3rd. Twin Bee Lucy, she is 4th. Charlotte Gem the 5th. Then it is Trouble Dream, and the trailer is Jet Step as they drive on up the backstretch going to the quarter pole, and it is Coffee No Sugar in command, has the best of it a length and a half. Then Sandfall 2nd, Tweedside Road, backs off, looks for a hole, and gets it. She goes to the rail, racing 3rd as they go racing by the quarter 32 into the top turn. It is a Coffee No Sugar in Sandfall. Tweedside Road is 3rd, Twin Bee Lucy 4th. Charlotte's Gem, Trouble to Dream, Jet Step trails as they come out by the 3/8. They're off the turn now and on through the stretch. Here they come. They're racing to the half. Up front, pacing with the lead, Coffee No Sugar and Sandfall 2nd. Here comes Twin Bee Lucy out from 4th, but Tweedside Road holds a 3rd. Twin Bee Lucy. Charlotte's Gem is on the move, goes quickly to 4th. They were by the half in 4 and 3. Trouble Dream out and moving, and Jet Step trails it around the turn they go. Racing to the 5/8 pole, and Charlotte's Gem bids for the top. Coffee No Sugar keeps it on the inside. Up the backstretch, going to the 3/4. Coffee No Sugar, and on the outside, Charlotte's Gem, neck and nose to nose, and now Charlotte's Gem gets a nose in front on the outside. Coffee No Sugar is second, Sandfella third, Trouble Dream out driving a 4 3/4, 136. Round the top turn, Coffee No Sugar by 3 parts of a length now. Charlotte's Gem is second, Sandfella third. Tweedside Road back to fourth. Trouble Dream outside fifth, and they make the turn for home. Pacing with the lead, Coffee No Sugar. Charlotte's Gem coming on again, a hard second. Sandfulla's third. It is now Charlotte's Gem grabbing the top, and here they are. Charlotte's Gem, Coffee No Sugar, Sandfulla, Trouble Dream, tight between Jet Step and Twinbee Lucy, and then Tweedside Road. Time for the mile, 2:07 and 1, a driving triple for John Davidson.
He's the dean in the Maritimes. He's been at it the longest as anybody else. So I think he's a good race caller. Keeps us awake when the race is on. That's important.
Since 1940, the Horsemen's Benevolent and Protective Association has served the horse racing industry. It's created programs designed specifically toward the needs of owners, trainers, and their employees.
Well, we're back here at Exhibition Park Raceway in St. John, New Brunswick. Now, this is our second visit here. When we thought on this visit, we would visit with one of the track's record holders. Now, this record holder is not a horse. He is the track's announcer, and he just happens to have been calling races in this country longer than anybody else.
Well, when I first started coming to race around in the 40s, and as far as Ingham goes, he's one of the best there is. Everybody knows him, he's well liked, and he's got a good voice for broadcasting races.
Ingham, he's pretty good. He's been calling races for quite a while. I've been coming here since 1984, and he's been doing them since I've been coming. And I understand he did them for 15, 20 years before this. He's the dean in the Maritimes. He's been at it the longest as anybody else. So I think he's a good race caller. Keeps us awake when the race is on. That's important.
His name is Ingham Palmer, and he's been calling races since 1954. That's 37 years, and nobody has called them any longer. Ingham works as a full-time sportscaster at a local St. John radio station, but twice a week you'll find him at Exhibition Park Raceway fulfilling a boyhood dream.
I grew up in Prince Edward Island, you know, knee-high to a grasshopper over there. And I got my first job as a radio announcer at CKCL in Truro. And for some reason or other, I wanted to call the races. I don't know why. I guess probably my upbringing on the island. And I couldn't get the job at the radio station, so I went to the track. And Carl McKenzie gave me the job. And so I was doing what I wanted to do. Why I wanted to do it, I don't know. But it's been a profitable hobby. It's been a lot of fun. Here they come. They're off. Trusty Bet grabs the top of the inside. Bengal Cobra racing second and 4 wide. Big Dylan drives on third. Snaplicker's in on the rail. Now they're finding out 3 wide as they race around the turn and on the outside. I don't like to yell. You know, I hear some announcers that just screech and holler at the tail end of them, and you can't make them out. That's not announcing. That's not broadcasting. You don't do that in broadcasting. I don't think you should do it at the racetrack. I think you can maintain a flow. You start pick it up at the half. You increase it a little bit at the 5/8, and at the 3/4, increase it a little bit. Put a little bit more excitement into it, but don't blow your cool in the home stretch. 4 wide as they come to the line. Trusty Bet on the inside. Glenn Galcrover on the outside. It's going to be Trusty Bet and Glengau Cobra, KM Dream, tight between Stamp Flicker and Torrid Star, and tight between I Can Do It and Big Dylan. Time for the mile, 2:10 and 2.
After 37 years, it's obvious that Ingham Palmer enjoys what he's doing. But his real passion is for the horsemen who put on the show week after week.
I tell you that I have to take my hat off to the horsemen and the breeders, because what I have seen over the years is just a tremendous improvement in the quality of horses that our guys are turning out. We have excellent horsemen. You know, I've maintained for a long time that some of the boys from here, from Charlottetown, Moncton, Truro, where have you, they can go to the big time and they can handle themselves well. They've proven that. You know, Callie Rankin at Flamborough, Marcel Barrio, Mike McDonald at Boudmont, it's Jimmy Doherty. Of course, going back to Earl Avery and Joe O'Brien, a lot of them. But we have sent our horsemen away. But the quality of maritime-bred performers, you've got a dandy in Toronto right now, J.K. Beauty, a Canadian seasons champion, all-time champion, 56-1 at that track in Truro last year. It's come a long way. It's come a long way in Ontario. And it's come a long way here.
Ingham, we've got less than a minute before the race. Do you remember way back when you might have had butterflies in your stomach at this point?
I tell you, the time I had butterflies, when I first went to the judges' stand in Truro, the stand was in the center field. And here I am with a microphone for the first time, and a grandstand full of people looking at me. I sort of coaxed myself over to the side. Took a bit of getting used to.
In Norwood of St. John, Sam Hodge is driving. 7 starters in race 6. Triactor and Quinella wagering is available. They'll take 1 score and go to the gate, and you have less than 3 minutes for wagering.
There's another Palmer in the broadcast booth. He's Ingham's son, Jamie.
He hasn't yet tried to call a race, but he's doing a pretty good job with the post parades and the results and so on. And someday he might grab the mic and the field glasses and try calling a race.
How would you feel about that?
I'd like to see him try it. I kid him about being chicken, and
Sometimes when you're the son of a celebrity, there's pressure for you to be just like Dad. Do you feel pressure to be an announcer and be Ingham Palmer II?
I feel a lot of pressure that way, yeah. Like here at EPR now, I'm doing PA work and that, but as far as announcing the race, it's like, I wonder if people would not compare it to the old man type of thing, that idea, and I just don't feel I could measure up, and I guess it's a matter of confidence, and but I do feel pressure that way, that if possibly if it wasn't him, I wouldn't be as pressured, but it's like, I not only have to be good, but I have to be as good as him, and that's pretty tough to do.
Are you having as much fun today as you were many years ago?
yeah. There are times, you know, after working all day at the radio station, there are times that, you know, I get up at 4:45 in the morning, and maybe a Wednesday night, you're dragging a little bit, and you think, oh, gee, I don't want to go to the track tonight. But you get here, you turn the mic on, and hey, you know, it's a piece of cake. You're in business, you're having fun.
Okay, fellas, we're all ready. Bring them down now. You're on the World of Horse Racing. Let's make it look good.
With new cheese nibblers from McCain, the delicious, nutritious snack that satisfies your sudden hunger as only the taste of real cheese can. McCain makes nibblers from 100% cheddar, mozzarella, Monterey marble cheese in convenient single snacks and multi-packs. So when you feel a snack attack coming on, grab a McCain cheese nibbler.
Most of us would like to have life insurance so we can leave something behind for our loved ones. But by the age of 50, it's too difficult and too expensive to get insurance.
They have the high blood pressure. They're bound to fail the medical.
With Norwich Union's Guaranteed Life Insurance Plan, if you're between 50 and 75, your acceptance is guaranteed, with no medical exam and no health questions. Your insurance can cost as little as $20 a month. Depending on your age and the premium you choose, you could be covered for up to $25,000. In case of accidental death, your benefit triples, up to $75,000. Call this toll-free number now for your free personal enrollment kit. You're under no obligation, and no salesperson will come to your home. Call 1-800-263-9899. An operator is standing by to take your call now. That's 1-800-263-9899. Ask for operator 203.
You're looking at the starting gate here at Exhibition Park Raceway in St. John, New Brunswick. And for you car fans, this is a 1975 Buick Electra. But as we're about to see, this car carries with it a lot of tradition.
Okay, Charlie. We're underway, fellas. The 2 horse has been scratched. Everybody can move in. Number 2 has been scratched. Everybody moves in.
Dave Nicholson has been the track starter for the last 14 years. A lengthy stretch to be sure, but he's got a long way to go before he catches up with his predecessor. The former starter at St. John was the late Roy Nicholson. He started races for 28 years, and today his son Dave is continuing the family tradition.
Oh, when I first came, I'd just come to the races. He'd drop me off, and I'd be at the grandstand. I might have a nickel or a dime to spend and have a treat. And then a little while later, split tickets with friends. And it was quite a thing. Then I did paddock horses and work as a groom for a little while. I don't know so much wanted to be a starter, but I've been coming to the track with him since I was old enough to walk. He's been around the track here, had been around the track from the early 1950s.
What did you learn from your father as far as starting these races?
The biggest thing he tried to, well, not so much teach me, to tell me that the race is it's a mile long, and you don't take them away at 60 miles an hour. You take them away at 30 miles an hour. That's the good horses and the poor ones.
Okay, fellas, keep them coming. Right up. Stay in there, Chick.
Well, I've been here for 28 years driving. I've driven all those years for his father. And he was a very dedicated starter, same as David.
What is David like? Can you compare David to his father?
Very similar, very relaxed, and very dedicated, again, to doing the best job that he can.
Is this job extra special for you, considering your dad did it for so many years?
Well, I would have to say so. It's, I look on it as kind of my inheritance from him, I guess.
Your dad was starting races for 25 years. You're at 15 years.
Yeah,
how long can you go?
14 or 15. I don't know. As long as they'll keep me, probably.
What's the matter?
Oh, it's a bad dream. Someone was chasing me.
Chasing you? That could mean a couple of things.
Oh, my husband, Mr. Freud, is analyzing dreams.
Not analyzing, but my book talks about dreams like yours.
Ben Randall, referring to Mysteries of the Unknown, the Time Life series that sold over 14 million books.
Dreams and dreaming. You, of all people, think dreams mean something?
Well, I may be coming around a little.
Well, what do you think my dream means?
It's right here. A dream that you're being chased could mean a feeling of guilt and a fear of being caught.
Guilt? What else could it mean?
Read the book. Ever had a dream come true?
Never. Who has?
Sarah Allgood. In a dream, a friend said, "Have you found my gift from the grave? Look behind the picture." So Sarah looked, and there it was. Turned out to be worth over $1,000, too.
There what was?
Well, read the book.
Call and order now. Read Dreams and Dreaming free for 10 days. Keep it and pay just $16.99. Other volumes will follow, one about every other month, including Mystic Places, Psychic Powers, and Phantom Encounters. Keep only those books you want. Cancel anytime.
Oh, I don't know if I can get back to sleep now. You know what? Some of that pie, maybe a la mode, might help.
Okay. You get the pie, and I'll read the book.
Huh?
Number 4, Yapadoi.
If you have any comments or stories you'd like to share with us, drop us a line at the World of Horse Racing, Post Office Box 284, Station J, Toronto, Ontario, M4J 4Y1.
Canada's maritime provinces are the birthplace of winter harness racing. The Halifax Harness Horse Club had extended pari-mutuel wagering back in 1944 when they raced the horses on the Old North Common in downtown Halifax. Here at Exhibition Park Raceway in St. John, winter racing came along a bit later, but during the late 70s and early 80s, it was the giant of maritime racing, especially during the winter months when fans would wager between 90,000 and 100,000 on the Saturday afternoon cards. EPR has been in the doldrums in recent years with the bet down and the horse population dropping off, but there's been encouraging signs in recent weeks. A new historic agreement between the three New Brunswick tracks, who are all now members of the CTA, allows for inter-track wagering on the Fredericton, St. John, and Moncton races when they're staged at different times of the year. For instance, Moncton will have exclusivity in July, Fredericton will have all the month of September when they race alone. And there's also an indication that in Prince Edward Island, horsemen there are giving serious consideration to joining the CTA. At a time when our country, many feel, may be breaking up, it seems that harness racing is looking for a coast-to-coast image. I'm Doug Harkness.
Now, let's check out this week's racing calendar, brought to you by the Racetracks of Canada. From the West Coast, 3- and 4-year-olds qualify in the Pat Brennan Memorial at Cloverdale Raceway in Surrey, British Columbia. Live harness racing returns to Northlands Park in Edmonton, promising lots of action, including the final of the Prairie Pacific Pacing Series. Heading east of Flamborough Downs in Flamborough, Ontario, the Directors Pacing Series continues. Greenwood Raceway in Toronto highlights the first leg of the Campella Pacing Series. In the Maritimes, Exhibition Park Raceway in St. John, New Brunswick has the Endurance Challenge Series. And Tartan Downs in Sydney, Nova Scotia serves up the first leg of the Beverage Room $1,200 Claiming Series.
Well, we're high above Exhibition Park Raceway, and behind me, some of the suburb area of St. John, New Brunswick. Well, that is it for this week. Unfortunately, our trip has come to an end. We want to thank everybody here at the EPR for their hospitality. We hope to be back in the near future, hopefully, when it's just a tad warmer. That's it for now, but we'll see you next week for more stories on the world of horse racing.
First race, 7 starters behind the gate. Miss Bonnie C with Mike Stevenson, Jim Jam Corky, Tom Mason, Oblin Justin, John Davidson, GVSP with Jody Hennessy, Signal Hill Lace, Ivan Davies, Dr. Dividend, Gary Vincent, and Hola Adios, and Steve Mahar, and here they come. They're off. GVSP grabs the top in between horses. Jim Jam Corky rushing up on the inside takes the lead. Jim Jam Corky on top, but up on the outside. GVSP back on top again, and she's the leader. By the 8th, they race up the backstretch onto the quarter. GVSP is on top now. Jim Jam Corky racing a second. Miss Moni C has a third. Signal Hill is racing a fourth. Then we go to Oblin Justin, Dr. Dividend. Hola Adios trails the by the quarter. 31 into top turn. The leader is GVSP, Jim Jam Corky second, Miss Bonnie C third. Then Signal Hill Lace is a fourth. Oblin Justin, Dr. Dividend. And Hola Adios, and they swing off the top turn. Here they come through the stretch, racing to the half. GVSP shows the way. Leading by a length and a quarter, Jim Jam Corky second. Up from the outside, Signal Hill Lace moves to third. Miss Moni C now fourth. Oblent Justin racing a fifth, and Dr. Dividend, a whole Adios the half, and 4 and 1. Into the turn now they drive to the 5/8 pole. Up front and cutting it out, GVSP. Jim Jam Corky on the rail, racing a second. Signal Hill Lace out driving third. Miss Moni C fourth. Oblent Justin, Dr. Dividend, whole Adios out 3 wide. And rushing fast as a fall as they race on by the 3/4. Whole Adios now racing up on the outside to third, and now to second, 3/4 and 36, and it is GVSP, whole Adios. A whole lot of horses, they come out by the 7/8 now, and they make the turn for home. On the inside, GVSP now, whole Adios grabs the top. Whole Adios, GVSP. Then Jim Jam Corky driving on to second now, and here they are at the line. Whole Adios, Jim Jam Corky. Tight between GVSP, Signal Hill Lace, and Miss Moni C. And then Dr. Dividend and Oblent just in time for the mile. 2:07.
In front of the grandstand now is the winner of the first race. It is number 7, Hola Adios. Hola Adios is a brown mare, 5 years old, by Knightley Blue Chip, out of Adios Grand, she by Adios Alex. Owned by Ron Chamberlain of St. John, trained and driven by Steve Mahar. Holy Adios gets her first win of 1991 tonight, 2:07. Number 7, Hola Adios, and Steve Mahar. Result of the first race is now official. Miss Moni C was 5th, Jim Jam Corky 2nd, Oblin Justin 6th, GVSP 4th, Signal Hill Lace 3rd, Dr. Dividend 7th, and Hola Adios your race winner. They reached the quarter in 31 and 2, the half 104 and 1, 3/4 136, the mile 2:07.
Well, there's our first. And we're all set now for the first race. 7 starters moving in behind the gate. Approaching the top of the stretch, there's Good Assassin with Jody Hennessy, Shogun Yates and Ross McDonald, Looking Good End with Brian Moore, Dewey Dynamo, Steve Mahar, Starfire Sarah, Rick Armstrong, Jim Jam Corky, Tom Mason, Oblent Justin with John Davidson. Here they come. They're off going to the top on the outside, but moving back up on the inside, it is Good Assassin with Looking Good. Up on the outside, challenging second, Good Assassin is the leader as they go into the turn, and then Looking Good. Racing a second, Dewey Dynamo has a third, Shogun Yates is racing 4th, Starfire Sarah 5th, Jim Jam Corky. Oblent Justin trails the field, and they race on up the backstretch for the quarter, and now Looking Good End has gone to the top, and he's out by 2 lengths. Looking Good End, Looking Good as they go racing out by the quarter pole by that marker, 32 and a 5th. Out of the top turn, Looking Good enough on the outside. Dewey Dynamo drives on to second. Good Assassin's racing 3rd. Shogun Yates out moving now. Comes on from 4th. Then we got a Starfire Sarah, Jim Jam Corky, Oblent Justin trailing, and through the stretch they come. They are racing to the half. Pacing with the lead, Looking Good and up strong on the outside, Dewey Dynamo. Then Good Assassins racing 3rd, Shogun Yates out moving 4th. Then Starfire Sarah, Jim Jam Corky, Oblent Justin. We were by the half. 104 and 4, they're into the turn, neck at neck for the top. On the inside, Looking Good on the outside, Dewey Dynamo. Dewey Dynamo now gets a nose in front. He's the leader by the 5/8, and they go on up the backstretch. Racing for the 3/4 pole, Dewey Dynamo now by a length and a half. Looking Good and racing second. Then Shogun Yates drives a 3rd. Good Assassin is a 4th. Dewey Dynamo on top now by 2.5 and going away as they race out by the 3/4 pole by that marker 38. Top turn, Dewey Dynamo by 3. Then Looking Good and Shogun Yates, and out 3 wide. Oblin Justin's a strong 4th. Good Assassin racing 5th. Starfire Sarah, Jim Jam Corky. They come on by the 7/8 and making the turn for home, and it is Dewey Dynamo on and on. Dewey Dynamo charging up a second. Here comes Oblin Justin. And driving up a strong third, Starfire Sarah, but it is Dewey Dynamo winning this one. Then Too Tight to Call for second. Between Starfire Sarah, Oblin Justin, then Jim Jam Corky, Good Assassin, Shogun Yates, looking good. And time for the mile, 2:12 and 3.
In front of the grandstand now is the winner of the first race. It is number 4, Dewey Dynamo. Dewey Dynamo is a bay gelding, 8 years old, by Captain L out of Nebraska Queen, she by Axar Ben. Owned by Ron Chamberlain of St. John, trained and driven by Steve Mahar. Dewey Dynamo gets his 4th win in a row and his 6th of the season tonight, 2:12 and 3. Number 4, Dewey Dynamo and Steve Mahar. Result of the first race now official. Good Assassin was 5th. Shogun Yates, 6th. Looking Good in 7th. Dewey Dynamo, your race winner. Starfire Sarah was 2nd.